This is Women Take the Wheel.
Sit down, strap in, and turn on all you've got.
Nikki Clark is taking you behind the scenes.
You're ready to win.
Let me tell you, these cars, they get up and go pretty good.
Introducing you to women drivers, crew members, and fans of the racing world. Plus, Nikki is bringing you the latest racing news in Indiana and beyond.
We're going to bring it to you from the tower as they get ready to pull into the beams.
From the All Indiana Podcast Network.
All right, strap yourselves in.
Woo! Getting off the track and in your ears. This is Women Take the Wheel.
Come on, baby.
With your host,
Here we go.
Nikki Clark.
Hi, I'm Nikki Clark, your host for Women Take the Wheel here on the All Indiana Podcast Network. And on this episode, I'm joined by Aubre Walker. I would list what she does, but in her case, it's more of like, what doesn't she do? Only in high school, she's competed in kart racing, worked on cars, and she's already gotten a taste of what it's like to work in motorsports. We met through the Della Penna Foundation, which has a big weekend in the month of May coming up to help inspire local girls who want to get into STEM, engineering, and motorsports. Find out what the Della Penna Foundation has done to help Aubre achieve her racing goals. Stay tuned. And welcome to another episode of Women Take the Wheel. And today with me is Aubre Walker. How are you doing?
I'm doing good. How are you doing?
Great. And Mom Shay, too. She's also joining us. She's going to pop in here and there. Yes. And Aubre, I met through the Della Penna Foundation, who we'll talk a lot about. And so just tell everybody a little bit about yourself, your age, and the list of activities that you do besides motorsports.
Okay, well, I turned 17 in May, so that's a big thing I'm looking forward to, best month. I am a wrestler, soccer player. I'm still in high school. I'm currently a junior, but I'm also working on getting my associate's degree through early college. I work 3 jobs, is it? About 3 jobs. I have 2 summer jobs, and then I work at Texas Shorthouse on the weekends, and then I babysit my siblings, always running around with them.
And then you're also National Honor Society
Yes.
and ROTC too.
Yes.
How do you have time for anything else?
I don't.
Yes. So I met you because you also do karting for next generation NXT, Next Generation Racers, correct?
Yes. So I am currently, last year, I was on the Grand Prix team for Rod Reed with NXG. And then this year I came back to help on the crew.
Does it help being on the crew knowing that, oh, I drove, so now I know what to do?
Yeah, it's a very different dynamic. It's kind of like the inside view because when I was driving, we never really got to see what went on behind the scenes. We didn't really get to see like what's going on before they set our carts up, or how they're fixing our carts, what they're changing on our carts, or what they're making better to our carts. It was kind of just like, all right, guys, get in, drive, be safe.
There you go. Good luck.
Mm-hmm.
But do you think you would have helped you if you would have worked on the cars before you drove them then?
I'm kind of 50-50 with it. I'm very hands-on, but I would explore anyway. I didn't tell Coach that, but I would explore. I would kind of just look when I was in the car. I would always be looking at the different parts and components that like make up the cart. And we had a class when I was still in the academy classes. We had a class where we were able to see the carts up close without them running, without driving, and just look at all the parts, identify all the parts. Like we were told and taught like what they do, how they work, and why they're on the cart.
That's a really good educational thing. I mean, luckily my dad taught me how to do some stuff, but honestly, I could change a top alcohol dragster engine before I could even touch my own stuff.
Skills.
And so how many races a year did you do in NXG?
I did 11. We might have ran extra because there were some weather challenges, but normally the Grand Prix season is 11, 12 races, and we do that, and then it was kind of just like, hey, if you're selected back next year, if you didn't age out, come on back, have fun, be safe.
And how fast do these carts go?
So we normally get them, I'd say we probably get them 15, 20, but I've been told they could go up to 45 just because of the engine that we have on them. but our course is large enough to where we can run 12, 13 people at a time side by side, but we can't really go flat out in the carts. So you can get the cart open up, but I think there's only one person who's been able to max out a cart, and that's our crew chief Miles. He's he can get up there, but I say we typically go around 12, 15.
I'm not gonna lie, I stink at cart. Right, I went with the guys a couple times in St. Louis, and we did it, and I'm like, I am not good at this.
It's challenging. It's a very good mental and physical challenge.
And now as you drive and you work on engines, is that something you want to do in the future? Then is that your goal in life, is to keep driving or keep working on engines, or what are you focused on?
So I would like to. Main goal is I would like to drive. I'd like to drive, but if driving doesn't work out, then I'd still like to be an engineer on a team, or just separately just help out, or just find somewhere where I can work on engines, work on cars, and performances.
And now NASCAR, IndyCar, are you IndyCar girl all the way?
IndyCar.
And I didn't know this, that because I'm a drag strip girl, I grew up race cars, I didn't realize that karting was training for IndyCar. Like, everybody talked about, like, the first time I heard about Rossi, my friend is like, well, yeah, he was part of our karting program in California. That's where we train and they eye them for when they're young kids.
There's actually a famous race car driver. He passed away, but his children, I'm pretty sure it might have been, I honestly don't even know who signed him, but his kids got signed at 12.
Yeah, they scouted that early.
Yep, they've been karting since they
Weldon
could walk. Yep.
Dan's kids. Yep.
Karting since they could walk, down in Newcastle actually, and it's like that's the most. I feel like the most competitive thing you can do as a kid is get into motorsports.
Wow. And so I need to ask Mom then. So what is it? You know, when she said, I want to drive, I want to do karts, what's the first thing you kind of thought of? Because I know some parents are like, oh, I don't want my kids, like, doing that.
I had to really take a step back because I never envisioned my kid saying that. I was like, oh, she's going to do ballet or softball. And she hit me with motorsports, which was wild. So we processed it, but we never said no. And there were times that I wanted to say no, many times.
Well, it started with dirt bikes.
Oh, well, yeah.
Dirt bikes and four-wheelers.
Yeah, and I was like, no. We have a close friend, Maura, and she had a lot of land, and she would go out there with her kids, and they would just let her loose. And I'm like, she's going to break her arm, she's going to break her leg, and just let her go. And I don't know, I think you were, 5?
Somewhere
4 or 5. But she even had her own mini four-wheeler, very young, and it was always wanting to race. And I'm like, where did this come from? Where did it come from? So just embraced it and held in the no and the fear.
Yeah.
Really. That's what we had to do.
I think the motorbikes are more terrifying than the karts.
Yeah, there's nothing really keeping you in there. Like, it's just your legs.
Well,
right?
I mean, in the karts, we don't have seatbelts either, so it's kind of like if you fly out, you fly out.
They don't?
No. It's, we have, they're decently deep bucket seats, deep enough, low enough to the ground where you can feel all the scrapes on your behind as you go over the different surfaces, but there's no seatbelt or anything in the karts. Now, I know there are some karts that require you to have seatbelts because they're like shifter karts. I'm pretty sure you're required to have seatbelts in shifter karts just because of how fast they go. But like in the karts we are running, no seatbelts.
What about the one you built at home? Does that have a seatbelt?
The one I built at home.
You built your own?
Does have a seatbelt, but I don't wear it.
So you built your own kart too?
I don't want to say built, but I repurposed. I gave it life again.
Yeah, it's alive.
I changed. Me and my dad, we picked it up from his friend, and the motor was kind of bad, so I did some tweaking to that and changed the carburetor and fixed a whole bunch of other things with it.
Brake lines.
I love this, that you know how to do all this. I didn't know how to do any of this in high school.
I was never taught because my dad loves fishing. So like since I could walk, they have a picture of me in my baby carrier on the side of the bank fishing with my dad.
Yeah.
So it was not, cars wasn't really something that he was super duper into. It was more his brother. But he's always let me express that and tried to give me, to the best of his knowledge, all the advice that he knows about him and to teach me about him. But everything else, I kind of just figured it out myself.
You two did?
Not even. I kind of just started taking stuff apart.
Tinkering
and just,
it?
Yeah, messing with things. Like, when I was younger, I've taken my bike apart at least 1,000 times and put it back together.
And what does Mom think about that, too, coming out there and going, look, what'd you do?
Yeah, always tinkering with something. She wanted Legos. She wanted little STEM kits. You couldn't buy her a Barbie. You couldn't, none of that stuff. It was just always building or tinkering. And her favorite place was like the Goodwill, because they had these little buckets of just random tools and random Legos and just random things. And she would just find whatever she wanted in there, dig through them, and let's go.
I love it. I'm like, yeah, I was a crafter, though. I was like, ooh, I can take that and paint that. I can craft that.
That's my sister.
So you got one of each.
Yes.
You got the crafty one, then you got the smart thinker. You're like,
She's always in her head. Always.
Yeah, another reason I'm also bad at karting, too, is I actually got the chance to go with Tony Stewart and Connor Daly.
Nice.
Oh, they totally lapped me multiple times. I think I actually even maybe have sideswiped Tony. I'm sorry, Tony. So I'm like, I didn't think it was going to. I thought they had done their thing, and then my friend and I were going to do ours, and then they got back on the track, and I'm like, oh, my God,
that's hilarious.
My guy friends are jealous.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah.
They'd even go easy on you.
No. Oh, no. Oh, God.
No.
Do you think Connor goes easy on it?
Absolutely
No.
not.
Have you met Tony?
Absolutely not. My friends were always telling me, I was like, I want to go to a go-kart track with you. Like, I can beat you. I'm just like, okay. Okay.
Sure,
you can probably get one lap on me, and then it's not going to work out in their favor.
Yeah, I wouldn't do it. No, I've told I'm a menace to society. I'm not a race car driver. I'm not even the best golf cart rider. Ask my drivers.
I crashed my friend's golf cart into a tree.
Okay, good. I'm not
Twice,
alone.
actually.
But you fixed it, though, didn't you?
No. Her brother took the blame for it. I still feel very bad. But that was my first experience driving a golf cart, and I haven't driven one since.
Get back on the golf cart. It's fine. It's fine. And now we're going to move on to where I first met you is the Della Penna Foundation. And I talked about it before on the show. I love this foundation so much. And they work with girls to get them into STEM and driving and engineering. And last year, you were one of our featured standout, girls because of all you've done through this foundation. So tell us a little bit about how you found out about Della Penna Foundation and what opportunities it's eluded for you.
So I first found out about it through Coach Reed. Mm-hmm. They have a very good partnership. It was actually my teammate. She was awarded a scholarship through them. And I was very interested in like, oh, hey, like this is scholarships for women in racing. What can I do to at least try to get one? And so I was talking to my coach, and he was telling me just keep doing you. Like, they'll recognize you. They see you, obviously. Yeah. We have a very great partnership with them. Like, we're going to make something happen. And for the longest time, I was kind of just trying to tell myself, like, well, hey, what can I do to get them to notice me? What can I do to make myself better to where they would want to reach out and offer advice, anything. And there was a discussion that I had with Coach, and he brought it up, and it was basically kind of just like, hey, we just opened up this opportunity. They want to look into this for you. How do you feel about that? And I was just like, I mean, that's honestly great because that's what I've been trying to do for the past 2 months. And next thing I knew, it was, the following summer? I think the following summer we got, I was informed that they had given me a scholarship. I was granted a scholarship through them, and they were going to sponsor me for my entire season with the Grand Prix team.
That is cool. That is so cool. And like I said, Susan, who's the head, and we both know and Michelle, I'm like, this is the goal. This is what they're looking for, is girls like you. And that's the kind of girls we want to support and get out there. And so, so you got to do that. And then, so your scholarship paid for your karting, because do you guys have to pay a lot to do that, or do they?
It's an expensive hobby.
Okay,
so,
yeah.
Training equipment, safety equipment,
Yeah.
helmets, shoes. You can't just wear regular shoes.
Fire
Fire
suits.
suit. Yeah, everything costs. And as you grow, that costs. And so they provide that through the MA 100, 200, and all those classes. But once you're out of the classes, you're responsible for that. So the scholarship funded her entire Grand Prix season, and we did a lot of commuting back and forth because we don't live in Indianapolis. So all of her races were either here in Indy at the track, Indianapolis Motor Speedway area, and
Or
then
at, Purdue.
Purdue in Lafayette. So lots of commuting, and that was a huge help.
Oh, yes. And I almost stopped. I think was it last week or the weekend before you guys were racing out the track?
Yeah, they were.
Yes, it was.
Season opener.
It was the weekend before last. We opened up the season.
There's one,
and had
one Saturday.
There's one this Saturday and Sunday. So they opened up the season, started the season last week or the week before last, and basically got all the kids out there, just teaching them everything.
Because I wanted to stop by. I wanted to be like, oh, I wonder if she's there. I should stop by and watch because I was going through Speedway. But I'm like,
I was there.
I had to get home. But then, so something else you got to do through Della Penna. Did you shadow
I did.
at IMS with Jimmy?
I did I wasn't with Jimmy. That is my teammate Jordan. But I got I did a fellowship. I got to shadow the media department and all the different departments inside of the Speedway. So Lauren, she was awesome. I'm pretty sure she's head media over there. She was great. She opened up a lot of different realms for me through IMS and just seeing everything at the Speedway, all the possibilities, what goes on behind the scenes, other than just like racing in teams, what all the communications people have to do, what the grounds people have to do, how much stuff media does, all the interviews, like pictures, photos, driver intros. I was there for all of it. I watched the Brickyard 400 from the pits on pit
cool.
lane, standing up against the wall. I could basically kiss the cars. It was
cool.
It was amazing. It was a great experience, but it also taught me just like there's so much more going on down there than what you can actually see. The teams are always doing something, and even everybody in media always running around trying to figure out like, hey, what do you need? What do you need? What do you need? Like reporting on stuff, talking about things, just trying to figure out. All while still tracking the IndyCar season, even while they're doing everything in that, reporting on the IndyCar season. So it was a really awesome opportunity for me to get to be a part of, and it really opened up some more doors in my mind of like, hey, if I don't drive, I can go do this.
Yeah, people like you hit her on the nose. There's so much that goes into IMS track and Indy and everything that goes on there. I'm like, people don't know the half of it of what the jobs and. Like you said, how many different jobs are out there? I love IMS because they have a great scholarship and internship program where, oh my God, you learn so much.
They told me, it was like, hey, once you get back in college, hit us up. And I was like, all right.
Because the nice thing is, too, is somebody who's been the internship program, and it's changed because I'm a big old intern. Is that they pay you out there.
Yeah.
And they pay you overtime.
Yep.
That is huge.
And that's, I think, every day is overtime for them, in my opinion. There's never there's never an off day, especially during the season of May. Like I would hear the stories they tell, just like, y'all just don't sleep.
Nope.
Ever. And there's like, they tell me stories about like sleeping over at the track and like sleeping in the media room. Just like, I want to do that.
Yeah.
That sounds like fun. I already don't sleep anyway, so that's fine.
Hey, that's right. Well, and like get a tent over in the middle.
Exactly.
Just get a tent.
Right. I literally told my mom when it rained, I said, hey, so if they have to reschedule it, I'm staying here. You guys can go home, but I'm going to stay. I'll pitch a tent.
That's good. And hey, I've done the same thing because out in Norwalk they have drag races out there, and it's a what do you call it, resort town, and so the rooms are just incredibly stupid priced. And so one year I'm like, you know what? I'm working at the track all day. Basically, I'm just going to the hotel to sleep and take a shower. I'm like, well, this is stupid.
Sleep at the track.
Yeah, I did. So my friends, they had like an RV that had a shower. They let me use their shower, and I had a little camp thing set up in my Mazda of SUV, and it fit my air mattress. I had a battery-powered fan, a light.
Awesome.
And basically, that's all I did is I just went to the other side of the track, went in my, and in the campgrounds and slept.
Save you time and travel.
Yeah. I'm like, I'm not paying $500, plus dollars a night.
That's what I'm trying to convince my dad to do for the 500.
Get an
RV.
RV.
We need to rent an RV and just stay down there for the weekend, maybe the whole week,
Hint,
maybe
hint, Dad.
2.
Hint, hint.
Right?
Well, that comes up to another thing with the Della Penna Foundation. They have the Inspire program, which is where we met. And so they take girls out to the track. I think we have like 20 plus this year.
I think so.
And last year was a blast. The first year I didn't get to do it because darn NHRA race, but now it's all about you guys. And so they have this program. We applied. Fortunately, it's closed now, but you're coming back, right?
I should be, yes.
Yeah. So what we do is Friday morning, we take the girls. We're going to Della, the IMS Museum.
Yes.
And on Saturday, we take you guys out and you get to meet all these incredible women who work out the track. So, like, one of the head Firestone engineers is a woman.
Yes.
One of the head Chevy engineers,
Women.
Woman. Yes.
GM,
And,
there's a woman over at GM. She's awesome.
Taj.
Yeah,
Yes.
Taj. I think they're doing a brunch at PRI.
Yes, and that's Sunday. Sunday's brunch
Yep.
at PRI. Then we're going across to the track and
Yeah,
then
watch
watching qualify. So last year, I just have to share a funny story because I'm going to show Feisty Five, my Feisty Five.
Yes.
So we had this great brunch that we had at the track, and it's not just like brunch. We had Lynn St. James come talk to us. We had all these amazing women from the track.
Saber was there.
Yeah, Saber Cook was there. We had amazing women from the track talk to us about all the jobs, like graphic design, media, all these things that you do at the track. And then we split up. They're like, hey, we're going to go watch qualifying. And each person had like 5 girls. And I'm just like, oh, okay, let's go. And so we go up the stands. We're all kind of sitting there watching qualifying. And I went to say somebody at the fence, say hi. And then somebody else is like, hey, can we go to the fence? I'm like, sure, why not? And so we go to the fence. And the next thing I know, we're like, oh, can we get Joseph Newgarden's autograph? I'm like, you guys, he's working.
It was a challenge.
Yeah, we're like, he's not going to do it. He's working. And the next thing I know, what happened?
I got his autograph.
Yes.
She's
I
relentless.
I beat probably the other dozens of kids down to the fence to get it. And we were placing bets up in the stands before we walked down to the
I didn't know
the
that.
fence. We were like, I bet you won't get his autograph. I bet you can't get like this good of a picture of him because like I had a friend, she was taking pictures, and she was getting really good pictures. I was like, I have this poster of him. Might as well go get it signed if I can. Like now is the time to do it.
Why not?
So they were just like, you won't go down there and do it. I was like, I will. Watch me. So I walked down there. Obviously, like I was respectful. I waited until he finished. I walked down there. I think Will had just finished up or was getting ready to go out, and Joseph was coming back. And I stopped him at the fence, like, hey, can I get your autograph? He's like, yeah, sure. And then here comes everybody behind me, just like, hey. And I was just like, you guys are late to the party.
Late to the party.
Because I remember that, because I'm like, girl, he's working. The next thing you know, I turn around, and they're getting all the autographs.
She's relentless. She did that with Bubba, I think, at the Brickyard.
He's a good guy.
He's awesome.
My friend used to work with Bubba, so I'm like, he's a really good guy. But yeah, so
He's
I saw
amazing.
that, and then I'm like, okay, and then Firehawk comes up, and I'm like, hey, let's get pictures, and we got pictures of Firehawks, and I kind of
That's too funny.
and Penske, they're the Thirsty Three, so I'm like, you know what, I got 5 of you, we're the
Feisty
Feisty Five, let's do
That's
this.
awesome.
And the next thing you know, we're like, can we go down there? I'm like, okay, let's go. So you guys got to see Catherine. We didn't get to meet her though. She's a little bit busy.
We got to see her. She was just getting ready to go out.
Yeah.
But we did we were within breathing distance.
Yes.
Breathing
Who else
distance.
did we get to see too? Because I'm like,
We saw
Pato?
We saw Catherine. We saw Pato, Joseph, Will. We got to meet. Oh my goodness, what's his name? I got his autograph.
Give me
Santino.
Oh,
We met Santino,
yes. Oh, his
as he
beautiful
was
hair.
walking back to the garage, actually.
That's right, because I'm like, you girls got it right
Yep.
here.
And we
Santino.
stopped him, and I was like, hey, can we get an autograph? He was like, yeah. He signed the back of my shirt.
Yes. Yeah, and then we hit the store too, sir.
Yep.
So I'm like, that was such a fun day. That sold me on it. I'm like, they asked, hey, will you come back next year? I'm like, heck yeah, this was a blast, and seeing the girls, and we just had so much fun, and it's an experience you don't normally get.
Right.
I mean, and you guys got up close, and you got to meet so many people, and just to get, like I said, Lynn is still like, it's amazing, because Lynn is like one of the OG.
Oh, yeah.
And back when she was, driving, heck, women were barely allowed on pit row.
Yeah.
And
Seeing
so-
it and seeing the girls down there with them and the photos and just hearing the stories, it opens up, a
Yes.
lot of opportunities and ideas for them and encourages others, because if you can see it, you can do it.
And how many girls did we see on the cruise? I mean, there's so many
There
now.
were, oh my gosh, there There's a lot.
Yeah.
Honestly, and it was more like the only place a woman wasn't at was working on the car. But she was in the garage calling all the shots.
Yeah. Well, and then like my friend Caitlin, she works on Chip Ganassi. She's on the car. All the engineers, Angela, all these people, they're all these engineers in the car. I'm like, that could be you. Something, you know? And a really cool thing at IMS, every year they take a picture of they've been doing this, you know, the women who are working that on the 500 cars, and each year the picture gets bigger and bigger and bigger.
I saw last year's picture, and I don't know if they've posted this year's picture yet, but
not yet.
From what I've heard, it's drastic change in numbers.
Oh, yes. Drastic. And like I said, and Anna, chat, and that's the other person who's been on the podcast. I love her too. Yeah, all the women out there, it's just incredible to see them. I'm like, I'd love that because like you said, you know, you see it, you can do it. And, you know, and lots of the PR reps are women, you know, women photographers. I'm like, we're taking over.
Yeah.
We are taking over.
Almost the entire media team is women.
Yes.
At the track. It's awesome. Marketing, mostly women.
Yeah. We're organized. We can get stuff done.
Oh, yeah.
That's how I feel. And it's the same way at the drag strip, too. Most of our women who are out there working, and I love it. And I got friends who are drivers. You have to get to NHR race because I want you to meet Alexis. Alexis DeJoria and Ida, and you got to meet these ladies.
You might catch me in a car.
Okay.
So you just got to be careful. You might wander off and be like, hey, you got a helmet? Some gloves? I've never done this before, but I'm sure I can learn.
Actually, they do have, Mom, I'll tell you this because you just got your license.
I did.
They have a junior street program where they can do the drag strip under 18 as long as they have an adult in the car, and they get up to like 100 plus miles an hour.
That'll be my father sitting in on that.
Yeah, and then they also we now have Wild Wednesdays where everybody can compete in regular cars on Wild Wednesdays and drive their cars. And it's all safe, and it's like you have to have a helmet. And look, if you can see her face right now, and if you see Mom's face right now.
Her dad had to do her
driving.
You know, I tried to do some driving instruction with her, and I'm just...
She freaks out.
She is just a race car driver by heart and just by nature. So
I have a very heavy right foot.
Let me tell you this. I'm the youngest of 5 children. My parents point blank looked at me and said, you know what? We already did this with 4 other kids. We don't have any patience. You're on your own.
Out.
Oh, my goodness.
Yes. So thank you, coach of the football team who taught me how to drive. And my friends who let me get practice because my family did not.
That's another thing. My best friends would, from time to time in the parking lot, grant me driver's seat access.
Yeah. No tattling. So.
I won't say names.
Well, yeah, see, you're natural. You're like, she's wanted to do this her whole life, right, Mom?
Oh, all the time. Ever since she was very young. Very young. Maybe toddler-ish.
I was in the front seat with my grandpa driving his truck up and down the driveway at 3.
See, that's how you do it. Teach them young. My little cousin, she's 8, and she already drives the mower.
Yeah.
The riding mower. She could do the tractor. He just got her own snowmobile this summer.
That's awesome.
She got her own snowmobile, and she is just flying on that thing, no fear.
Yeah.
No fear. I'm like, when are we getting her the junior dragster?
Yes.
Hilarious.
I'm like, we are loading her up. So to kind of wrap this up, so a reminder again, so you have these great opportunities with Della Penna Foundation. It's open doors for you. It's kind of realize what you want to do, and that is STEM and driving, correct?
Yes.
And I can't believe you're high school and getting college at the same time, right?
Yes. I do, it's kind of like integrated classes, so we go through Ivy Tech, and they basically are like, hey, they find the teachers, qualify the teachers for it, and it's like, hey, you teach this class, they get the college credit. And it's basically like our high school teachers are college professors.
Nice. Yeah. Why didn't they have that when I was around?
Sweet. It would have saved us time, right?
I know, time and money.
Exactly. And she's doing engineering, and are you doing any architecture? Or just
I'm in construction.
Yeah.
I'm building a base model house at the moment, actually.
Yeah. I love it. And stuff I'd never do. I love what kids get to do nowadays. And so what advice would you have then for other girls, your age or younger, about getting into motorsports or, following their kind of dream into this path in the motorsport? What would you tell them?
I would definitely tell them, if somebody tells you that you can't, ignore them and do it anyway. Do your research, find the connections with people, ask the questions, and just keep pushing towards your goal, because you'll get there. Just like me, I got a lot of pushback when I was younger, and it was a lot of negative negative pushback, and it was kind of just like, well, you can't do that. 1, because you're a woman. 2, because you just can't. Like, you're not smart enough. You're not quick enough. Like, you don't have the brain capacity to do it. And I'm just like, okay, well,
whatever.
I'm just gonna
Right.
do it anyway because you told me I couldn't.
That fuels the fire.
Yeah.
I call it my running fuel. Whenever I'm like, if you see me running really hard that treadmill, just know that somebody's ticked me off.
Oh, she's going to prove you wrong. That's for sure. She will.
That is so great. And so we'll see you in a race car someday then?
Yeah.
You're gonna see me holding a 500 trophy someday.
She hopes for it. She goes to Skip Barber hopefully this summer. Skip Barber Racing School in August.
Wow. That's going to be awesome.
That's what we're looking forward to next.
Yeah.
I need to hook you up with a friend of mine who's been through that school. She can help you a lot. So.
All right.
Well, thank you so much for coming, both of you today.
you.
And
Thank you
I
for
can't
having
wait
us.
in a few weeks
Yeah.
Yes.
at the track. We'll see each other again. Feisty 5 back.
Thank you.
I have no doubt Aubrey will be on the Indy 500 podium someday. And if you want to learn more about the Della Penna Foundation, go to dellapennafoundation.org. Thank you again for listening. I'm Nikki Clark, and this is Women Take the Wheel. Be sure to connect and follow on Facebook when you search for Women Take the Wheel podcast. And please be sure to follow and subscribe to this podcast right now on the All Indiana Podcast Network.
From the All Indiana Podcast Network, this is Women Take the Wheel with Nikki Clark. Follow and subscribe to this podcast now and discover even more great podcasts on the All Indiana Podcast Network. Online at allindianapodcastnetwork.com. allindianapodcastnetwork.com.